Are we about to go through a depression here in the United States of America? Something like 1929? It's kind of a scary thought, isn't it? Just to think about what it was like to not have enough food, enough housing, or enough money to make sure that everybody was taken care of and able to live a decent life. Here we are in 2022 and we're faced with the same thing. So listen, everybody. I'm Tim, welcome to my channel. This video was not planned out. I literally just watched a video by a guy named Joe Brown from Airbnb Financial, and I'll go ahead and post his video in my description below. The reason that this hit home with me so hard is because I'm a bond guy, and Joe Brown happens to know bonds very well, okay? So I took some notes down here as to what Joe said, and I want to share with you my perspective on what he's talking about, because I think he is not only 100% right, but it's something that we need to be prepared for in case it is something that happens. All right, so what was the big event that he talked about? The bond market has these events called auctions. And an auction is where they can say, hey, this is how much money we need to borrow, right? And that would be called a debt. Then they turn that debt into what they call a treasury or a security in order to sell it to another country, i.e. China, Europe. Anybody who transacts in the world with US dollars, meaning almost everybody, because the US dollar is the reserve currency of the world. So what Joe's saying is, listen, we have a 2-year treasury, currently somewhere in the neighborhood of 4%. We have other treasuries, 3%, 5%. The point is this: the inflation rate of 8.3% exceeds all of the treasury interest rates that are out there that I could possibly find today. I did find a list of all the bond auctions. There was 2 that happened this morning, and while there was demand for them, I see what the liquidity issue could be, because the interest rates are starting to go up. So a lot of people would ask me, Tim, what makes interest rates rise? Why would interest rates go up? Well, you got to think about let's first determine what is the interest rate. In my opinion, and I think in anyone's opinion, the interest rate is the cost of money. So the cost of money, or the price of money. So in the markets, the price of anything kind of shows the availability of the goods and services in relation with all other things in the market. That's how you come up with a fair market price. Now, we have a lot of Fed manipulation, and there's nothing we can do about that right now. I wish we didn't have a Federal Reserve, but we do. And since we can't do anything about that, they're raising the interest rates. So what does that effectively do? Well, when they're raising the interest rates, they are communicating with the market that there is a shortage of money, of dollars in the U.S. economy, because the interest rates are going up. And as interest rates go up, the cost to borrow money goes up, which signifies that there is less money or less money in the M2 money supply. That's what the signal is. Is it true? That's a different story. But the signal that they're sending out by raising interest rates is that there's not enough liquidity in the markets. So let's say that that were true, and that Joe's right, and we have a liquidity issue within the treasury market. Then guys, I hate to tell you, he's also right on the outcome. It's devastating. So I believe tomorrow the Fed meeting is going to be much more about the issue of liquidity than it is going to be about the raising of the interest rates. Tomorrow, no doubt, in my mind, they're going to come out with a 100 basis point interest rate hike. Not everybody in the market believes me on that. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I think they are going to come out with that in order to send a shock because the truth be told, does the interest rate really matter, or is it the perception of what the money costs? So anyway, guys, I think we're going to have a really heavy 2 days in front of us. Today is the beginning of the Fed meeting where they're discussing the information that I'm talking with you about today. Tomorrow, I believe somewhere in the neighborhood of 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, they'll come out with the results of what they're discussing today. And I think there's going to be that 100 basis point hike. The market thinks there's going to be a 75 basis point hike. I hope there's 100. And I hope that that signals and signifies to everybody, slow your spending down. Because that's the way that's going to lead the Fed to be more accommodative and less restrictive. Like Joe said, the more restrictive they become, the more the interest rates go up, the harder of a time they're going to have selling treasuries, especially on the backs of inflation. All right, everybody, so that's all I've got for you today. Really an unplanned video. Not a whole lot of writing went into this. I'm probably not going to edit it at all. I'm just going to put it out there. Hope that you found some value in this. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time. All right, folks.